Hola, so today I wanted to bring you along with me on how I achieve this blow dry in under 20 minutes at home. So I like to start with towel dry hair and then I like to brush it out so that way I can do nice and neat sections. I section out my front curtain bangs and leave that for the end. And then I like to divide the back into two big sections. And then each section I divide into two. So I split them in half and then start blow drying from that point. So you'll see in the back here, I'm going to split this in half and then I'm just going to blow dry roughly these sides until they're 80% dry, and then from there I'm going to use my brush. As you can see here, I really try to focus in on those roots, getting them fully dry, because this is a section that can easily just stay humid for a long time. And the reason why I like to rough dry the hair is because it cuts out a lot of the time in blow drying the hair. Now once I've got a good portion of the hair dried, I like to go in with a medium round brush. I choose the medium round brush because this size helps me achieve volume and rounded ends. As you can see, I have a blow dryer nozzle put on my blow dryer. This is what helps me get concentrated air directed, also speeding up the process. At the roots and all throughout the hair, you'll see that I direct the blow dryer downward. This helps avoid frizz. This ensures that the hairs lay smooth and flat. Another tip is to work with the hair in sections. So I like to do section number 1, which is roots. So what you do is you make sure it's completely dry before you move on to the next section. I focus in on it. I do different angles. So I'll hit it from the top, then I'll go from underneath, from the side as you see here, making sure it's fully dry before I move on to the middle section of my hair. I also like to alternate the way I use my brush, so whether that's putting the hair over it and rolling it around it, or putting the hair under it and rolling it over it. This way I also dry all areas of the hair. Now that the hair is fully dry at the roots, I start pulling through to the middle of the hair, and I make sure that's getting fully dry before I move on to the ends. Now I'm going to start really focusing on the ends, so I make sure they're always in the brush and I'm pointing that nozzle downward. Another little tip I like to do is you'll see me switch the blow dryer around and hit it from the back. So this is going to quickly give it a cold air shot. From hot air to cold air is what's going to set the hair and leave it with a nice bouncy curl at the end. So yeah, now moving on to the next section, I'm basically going to do exactly what I did on the other section. Focus on the roots, make sure they're fully 100% dry, work from different angles, get every side of my hair fully dry before moving on to the next section. And then I'm going to work my way down to the ends and really focus on those ends, make sure they're, fully bouncy and dry and set before moving on to the next section. Just to give you a little backstory to keep in mind, my hair is wavy curly and pretty frizzy. It's got a lot of baby hairs all around it, so really angling that dryer downwards is what ensures that I really get that frizz under control and get all those little curly hairs that want to curl, make sure they're fully set. And this is why I like to work with wet hair, because it's impossible pretty much to get your hair, if it's already starting to set and dry curly, to get it straight again. You have to break those bonds apart by wetting the hair. To do that complete physical change, you want to make sure that hair is fully 100% dry before you're done with it, so that way it doesn't start poofing up if you do have wavy or curly hair. And if you are doing the blow dry on yourself, you're gonna notice that it's a little hard to reach to the back. So what I like to do is finish off with a quick brush to the back just to make sure that's smooth and done. Moving on to my second section, which is the top section, I'm also gonna do the same thing I did with the other section where I divided it in two. And then once I divide it into two halves, I also divide it one more time so I have a more workable section. And you're going to notice with this section, I do it a little differently. I don't roughly blow dry it because it is the top section, so I really don't want any frizz. I start right off the bat with the section as wet as possible because by this point it's already dried a little bit. So I don't want to dry it anymore and create any frizz. So I just go right into the top roots and start working my hair downward, you know, with that nozzle angled downward and just smooth until it's dry. And yes, please be careful because it is going to be hot, so be careful with your roots there. And you'll see here that I like to do a little twist with the brush. This is going to help make a little curl and just create that voluminous blow dry. And while I'm doing that curl with the brush, I like to do that cold shot of air from the blow dryer by turning it around, and this sets that curl. Now finally at the last section, which are the curtain bangs, I like to blow dry them to the front, different angles, then towards the back, get them fully dry, and then I like to split them in the middle and get them to lay the way I like them towards each side. I like to split them in half, so that way each section goes towards one side of my face and frames it like a curtain bang. And there you have it. That's how you get a salon blow dry in under 20 minutes for long hair. So I hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and make sure to click that notification bell so you don't miss any future tutorials. I'll be posting a new video every Sunday at 10 a.m. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.